Good afternoon, my friends. Welcome back to the channel. Hitch Hiking Yeti here, and I know, feast your eyes upon what I'm looking at right here. This here is the top of the U.S. submarine, the USS Lewis and Clark SSBN 664. Kind of cool. This is an old Cold War memorial for submarines from 1947 to 1989. The Cold War raged on, and this is kind of commemorating it, you know, like paying respects to anybody who served on a submarine in the Cold War. I am in Mount Pleasant, South Carolina today, and the theme for the day's video is one of my favorites: roadside attractions. And that's what my plan is today. I'm going to take you along with me as we kind of peruse around the Mount Pleasant area and look at some of these things. And I thought, where's a better place to start than right here? A submarine that's buried beneath the soil. Submarines just belong in the water, but this one is in the soil. But I don't know a whole lot of the history about this said submarine, but when I was here with my family so many years ago, I don't know, close to 30 years ago. Wow, that makes me feel old. They had a submarine at that time that you could board and like go through the submarine and like feel what it was like to be on a submarine. You've seen their sleeping quarters. You've seen how tight everything is. And now I've come back all these years later, and I don't think that submarine's over there anymore. It was actually over there at the Yorktown. And they had like a little destroyer over there that you could go on and tour it too. And I think the destroyer is still there, or the ship, whatever it was, a cruiser or a destroyer, is still there. The Yorktown is definitely still there, but the submarine, I couldn't find any information about it. But I do see this submarine. So did they take it out of the water and bury it, or did they just remove the submarine that was over there that I was able to tour and just construct this? I don't even know if this is a real submarine or not. I have no clue, but I don't really think it is, because that looks like cinder blocks. The walls of this submarine just looks like cinder blocks that somebody just, you know, put together. Maybe the top piece up there looks real. That looks kind of that looks real to me a little bit. But anyway, this is a memorial for the people who served during the Cold War. And I thought, what a great spot, you know, to kind of start our vlog out today. We're going to make our way down here a little bit. I want to see the front of it and look at some of these plaques they have along the way here. Got a lot of cool stuff to see today. We're going to go check out something that's called the Luke Skywalker house. And there it is. This is a memorial of those sacrificed their lives while serving submarine forces during the Cold War. There you go. So yeah, that's kind of my plan today, is before we end this vlog, I'm a little darked out here in the shade, but before we end this vlog, look at my shirt that I got sporting today. I am indeed a Star Wars fan, and they have a cool, it's actually a hurricane proof house over here on the oceanfront area of Mount Pleasant. But they call it the Luke Skywalker house because I guess the shape of the home is very rounded. So it's very reminiscent of in Star Wars, the first Star Wars movie. Today they call it The New Hope. Back in the day they just called it Star Wars. The first film came out back in, what was that, 77, 78. That was reminiscent to his family's home, because he was just a farm boy, Luke Skywalker was. So those dome-shaped houses is where they got the name from. They say this place over here favors that. So when you go on Roadside America and you look it up of roadside attractions here in the area, it comes up the Luke Skywalker house. So I definitely want to go see that. So that ought to be a lot of fun. We have a few other things kind of sprinkled around. We have another roadside attraction we're going to look at. It's called Pete the Pelican. And Pete the Pelican is a pelican that was kind of built from a student here in the area by like I don't know, people that litter in the waters around here. He gathered up a lot of the litter and plastics and things like that. We're going to see more about it when we get over there, but this person built a pelican, and it's just kind of a reminder, don't pollute, and we're going to look at that too. And there's a few other things scattered in there we're going to check out. So that being said, I know it's a rather long-winded intro, so if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's begin. Let's get this day started and have a good time. Thank you for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate it. So let's go see what we can find today here in Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. All right, friends, not too far from Patriot Point is Omar Shrine Center. And I seen a Shriner standing out front with all these flags, so I had to stop. And it looks like it's a Shriner carrying a kid that could have some problems walking, their ankles. Kind of reminds me, they got those braces on their legs. It's very similar to the movie Forrest Gump. You remember Forrest Gump had braces on their legs, on their ankles? Check that out. And he's actually carrying the child, and he's got the crutches in his hand, kind of helping him along, being a good fella. But is this really a young person? I don't know, because look at their face of the child as I zoom in. That's like a little old lady. What the heck? I mean, that is like a little old lady, but like a child version. How bizarre is that? I'm here to tell you something. I want to know what you think about this in the comments, because I'm about to tell you exactly what I got to think about that. That weirds me out a little bit. You know, that's just one of those things. It just, you know, it's just like when I'm driving down through here, I looked there, I said, oh, how cool, look at this. At first I thought it was some kind of muffler man, but no, it's not a muffler man, but it's this very large Shriner holding a child, and he's got the crutch. But when I investigated and came up closer to it, I'm thinking, that's a little old lady face. So I looked it up online, and sure enough, other people on Roadside America said the same thing. They was like, yeah, that's a little weird. Like, what's up with that old face? Like the little old lady, neck up, but the kid body, you know, so. All right, my friends, I have made it over here to my next destination here in Mount Pleasant. This is called Moe's Southwest Grill. When we walk over this way, we're going to see something pretty cool. There is a mural that was painted back in 2016 right over here. And luckily there's nobody going through the drive-thru, so we can walk right up to it and see it. But it is just a random mural with three celebrities that have absolutely nothing to do with each other that we're going to find here. And right here it is. Check this mural out. That is so cool. So that is John Lennon, you know, who is pretty much one of the big leaders of the Beatles, maybe the biggest rock band of all time. And then right here we have Al Capone. And then right next to Al Capone we have Marilyn Monroe. And that is some really nice paintings, because that looks exactly like Marilyn Monroe. That is so cool. So we're going to back up now, give you a little bit better view of this stuff. And here's a little bit better view of the entire painting here on the wall of John Lennon, Al Capone, Marilyn Monroe. What an interesting trio, but nonetheless pretty daggone cool. All right, it's time to move on to the next location. Time to go see Pete the Plastic Pelican. All right, we've made it to our next destination, town of Mount Pleasant, Shem Creek Park. And we're looking for a pelican. We call him Pete. They call him Pete. Pete the Pelican. Should be right over here. And look at Pete. God, Pete's big. A little bit bigger than I thought he was going to be. Alright friends, as you see right there is Pete the Plastic Pelican. And Pete is a pelican sculpted by a student from plastic garbage and marine debris found around these coastal waterways here in the area. A nearby sign inventories a year's worth of cigarette butts, food wrappers, plastic bottles hauled out of the waterways and creeks here in the neighboring area. So this is just a good idea. I like this. This shows people, like, do not pollute. Don't throw your garbage in the garbage bag. Don't put it, you know, somewhere where it can blow into the water and you know, and bring harm to our environment and some of the fishes out there and the other marine life. We want to take care of them. So let's go here and take a closer look at Pete now. Kind of excited. So we walk up. Pete's a little bit bigger than I actually thought he was going to be, but very interesting here. As we move up, you can actually see like a bottom of a boot right here. There's some kind of maybe a bottle right there's a lid, maybe from a plastic jug or something, or a 5-gallon bucket, maybe a paint bucket, something like that. It looks like a little bit of something my mom would use, like to plant flowers in, like it broke up or something. Right here looks like a Chinese takeout plate, you know, those deep ones that they put all that good scallion chicken and rice in. Right here is a toy, like a sai. Right here, some hat bills, things like that. Right there's the bottom of a flip-flop. There's a whole entire flip-flop. So a lot of stuff on Pete. You see him, he's looking a little rough these days. They might have to revamp Pete eventually. But I definitely wanted to stop by here and just kind of document this. Right here is a cap from a drum. You can only find these caps right here like on a 55-gallon drum of chemicals or something like that. That looks like a cap that used to be on some of the drums that I worked with back in the day when I used to do a certain job for a living. But yeah, and right here's an engine coolant cap from a car. Some glasses with the, you know, glass itself, just the plastic leftovers. But all in all, that is Pete. So a nice little, they got this little signage right here. I'm not going to read all this or anything, but I'll just kind of skim over it, let you see some of this information. You're more than happy to pause it and read this if you would like. But we got more stuff to see today, and I don't want the video being too awful long today. As you can see some of the items that they did, you know, dig out of the ocean right here during their cleanups and stuff. So, all right, pretty cool, pretty cool. Really awesome looking place. I'd like to come back and maybe walk across that waterway right there. It looks like a lot of fun. All right, let's move on. All right, my friends, I have made it to my next destination. We have made our way over here to Sullivan's Island, and we're here to check out this old bunker, which is now a library. Built to defend America from the Spanish, the bunker was later converted into a public library. And the bonus to this, it's named after Edgar Allan Poe, who is an army private who was stationed here in 1828. So this place is pretty cool looking. We just kind of turn around, look at that, as my wife and my niece they're hanging out in amazement of this old bunker from way back when. Check out those shutters on that thing. This big old door. Look at that. Is that solid or what? That is pretty awesome. So the actual library is over here in this area. There are people visiting there, so I don't know if we'll see if we can go inside. See if I can show you around a little bit. I mean, I got to, right? It's not every day you get to come to a library that's, you know, inside of a bunker. I guess this thing's open. I think that's just windows. That ain't the door. Maybe the door's over here on this side of the building. Got some air conditioning. That's good. They have modernized it. All right. What we got? Where we going? Where we going? Maybe over here is the entrance. Right here is a little signage. Just to show you, I'm not kidding. It is called the Edgar Allan Poe branch of the Charleston County Library. Right here is some library hours, in case you would like to come by and visit. It is closed on Sundays. Well, I come inside, but they're having some kind of like library party in here, like a get together. So I'm not going to disturb them, but I do want to just kind of show you I am inside, and you can see they have books and they have these little kind of nooks and crannies you can go through, and they have tables where you can sit around and read and stuff. So it is pretty awesome, pretty cool. But this is kind of what it looks like on the inside of it. All right, so I did go inside, and they're having a little get together in there or something. So I didn't want to disturb anybody. They didn't have a problem with me being in there or anything, but I just wasn't comfortable doing that. So, I am glad I did stop by and check out this cool looking library, man. Look at this place. This is just so cool that they've, you know, kept this place going and just turned it into a library and made some good use out of it. So that is pretty awesome. All right, we have a couple more things I want to look at while I'm here in the area here on Sullivan's Island, and we're going to check them out. One of the things I definitely want to see is the Luke Skywalker house, and not too far from here. I don't know if I can walk, but they do have a lighthouse here not too far away, so we might make our way over there, and you can actually see the lighthouse, the top of it, right there along the tree line. So I don't think that's too far. We might head over that way. I'd like to see that lighthouse up close if I could. So I don't know, we'll see what happens. All right, so I have just walked from the library down here a few streets, and I made it. Here is the Sullivan Island Lighthouse. Look at that thing. That is the most bizarre looking lighthouse I've ever seen. It's like triangular, kind of boxy. Most lighthouses that I've ever seen up in North Carolina is always kind of, you know, circular. But this one is like in the shape of, looks like a triangle. And it's just got a very boxy look to it. It's kind of cool. And maybe we take the time to just keep walking. Right down here they have a beach access. And go look at the beach while we're here. Let's go check out the ocean view. That's interesting. Right here it says 101 station 18 and a half. This way. Don't really know what that means. Maybe there's going to be a Coast Guard station out here, a lifeguard station, not really sure. But nonetheless, we're going to walk out here and take a peek and investigate. It's not a leaf blower, but it's somebody weed eating. But I really can't put them in the same category as a leaf blower. Before we make the walk out to the beach, I had to stop right here and look at this placard we got up here. This right here looks like to be a true patriot. Kind of read up what this guy did. Only one person has earned America's two highest awards for heroism. That is pretty awesome, and he got the Medal of Honor. Right there is his name. Let's kind of back up. If you guys want to read that, you can, but I do need to be moving on. But I did want to just show you this placard right here, which is pretty cool. We have a patriot. Even though this is not Patriot Point here, but there's definitely a patriot being celebrated right here on this placard. All right. We have made it out here on the beach, and I'll be quite honest with you. Oh, right here, what's this say? So this here is like, they have like this 4x4 out here, post. It says station 18 and a half, but I don't really know what station 101, I'm not really sure what that meant. As you can see right there is the Sullivan Island Lighthouse. Very awesome. I guess as we look back that way, I can see another lighthouse like way over there off in the distance. If you can see it right there in the middle of the screen. Way out there. I don't know which one that is, but man, that's way off. That might be over toward Folly Beach or something. It's so far away. Wow, that wind is brisk. All right. So my wife and my niece They have already, they just wanted to come see the lighthouse. That was it. They have already made the walk back to the bunker. And I'm gonna head that way now. And I guess the only thing left to do, gang, is go track down this Luke Skywalker house. Yeah, we're gonna wrap this video up today because yours truly is starting to get a little hungry. Time to go get a bite to eat before this day comes to an end. It's been fun so far. I really enjoyed this. This whole Charleston area has been really cool to come visit. I love coming to places. It feels very new to me because I've not been here since, you know, since I was a kid. So, all right, that's enough jibber jabber. Let's kick it on. Let's go find that Luke Skywalker's house. Luke, I'm your father. As I'm walking down this wooden walkway from the beach, my wife probably wishes she would have came out here because we love looking at beach homes, oceanfront homes, and she likes wraparound like decks and stuff. Look at this place, oceanfront home. Look at that wraparound balcony up there. I mean, look at that, 180 degrees. That's beautiful, and it even extends all the way over there. Is that not beautiful? I mean, holy smokes. You think they get up in the morning as high, you know, being up 2 levels like that, and they look out there and you see the ocean and you see kind of the wraparound of the island right here? Man, that's got to be unbelievable. How beautiful is that? And this ain't really a house video, but when we make it back up here to this other street, I don't even know the name of it, but when we make it back up there, I'm going to show you another home that is pretty spectacular too. I was very impressed by it too. And then we will go look at the Luke Skywalker house. Okay, right here we are. This is the house I was referring to. Look at that mansion. They got a nice gate. Man, that is cool. And I love the garages. I know it's a little dark back in there, but that's real fancy. I like that a lot. That's so cool. What a nice looking house. It is monstrous. It really is. That's pretty impressive. Okay, by all means, let me stop weirding people out by looking at homes, but we're going to go look at one more home before we're done today. And that is the Luke Skywalker house. Once again, Luke Skywalker house. I love it. I'm ready to go check this out. I've known about this house for quite a few years now, and it's finally going to happen. All right, my friends, we have made it to the very soaked and sobby wet entrance to the Luke Skywalker house. As you can see, the dome shape top of the house. So we're going to try to navigate our way through here. I brought my lightsaber that you're probably not going to be able to see too much because, well, it is daylight. I didn't plan this out too well, did I? But I kind of like that entrance to the beach right there. Can you drive out there, you think? Maybe we can walk out here. I'll tell you what, let's go look at the front of the house first. Let's walk through here, see if we can make it. All right, I made it through all that water. I just walked through the grass right there next to those garbage cans. And check that out. You ready? Ready for the unveil? Right here. That is the Luke Skywalker house. Look at that. Would that not be so freaking cool? Did that be your home? Look at that thing. I mean, it is completely like domed up like a New Hope. But this here's it. Got some beautiful palm trees out here, even though that one's, you know, not looking too good, but the rest of them, how beautiful is that? That's really awesome looking. So now we're going to go over here and kind of walk down the side of it and check that out. Kind of see what it looks like from the oceanfront side. And this here is the way. It says emergency vehicles only out through here. Have a adopt a beach sign, of course. So as I walk out through here, we can at least, and right there it is, through the trees, see if we can ignite. Oh, boom. Yeah, you can't really see it. It should be blue or green. All Alright, so here I am next to the Luke Skywalker house in the darkness. Really can't see it too good, but this is the Luke Skywalker saber that I bought at Walt Disney World at Galaxy's Edge. Really cool. Been wanting to go down there for like a lightsaber meetup. I think that would be really awesome. But thought it'd be really cool to bring this out here next to the, you know, the Luke Skywalker house. This is like its home. Not really. But all in all, this was like a fun, nerdy thing to do today. And we did it. So now we're going to keep walking on out here on the beach. And yeah, let's see what the front of the house looks like from the ocean side. And as we walk out this beach access, it says danger, coyotes active. Trapping is in progress. So it's not just Carolina Beach that has to deal with these pesky animals. But in all honesty, we're going to make our way out here. And there's a little bit of commotion out there on the beach. And I just talked to some really nice people. They said Darth Vader is not out here on the beach, so that's a good thing. They see my lightsaber. I think they thought I was maybe looking for trouble. But they was really funny about it. But right there is the front side of the Luke Skywalker house. But I don't know how well. I think that's about as good as we're going to be able to see it. But I am intrigued now to walk over here on this beach, because supposedly there is a whale that has been washed up on the beach itself right here in front of the Luke Skywalker house. So let's just take a moment and walk over here. And there's what the house looks like on the backside. I would imagine they got a swimming pool right there, and that's a deck. And then they got like a little sunroom. You know, when you're strong with the Force, you can do that type of stuff. Me, unfortunately, I'm not that strong with the Force. I don't get those kind of goodies. But we're going to walk over here and see what's up. You know what this is? You talking about feeling a little dorky. When you're walking around on a beach with a lightsaber, only saving grace I have that people are kind of smiling about is, you know, they know what that is back there, so they're like, yeah, you know, I know what you're doing. So I'm not the only one that's ever came out here with a lightsaber and take a picture in front of the dome house. All that it is really just a hurricane-proof home. I seen one years ago down on the Gulf of Mexico. I think it was in Florida somewhere, maybe around Panama City. I seen one. But yeah, it looks like they definitely have a whale of some sort over here that's been injured or something. And right there's the whale. Definitely it was injured by something. It's so sad. Alright, and right there is a dolphin. It's not a whale. The people who I was talking to on the way out here said they thought it was a whale, or they told it was a whale, but it is not a whale. It is actually a dolphin that has been attacked by some very big animal, probably a shark if you think about it. The police lady right there I spoke to was giving me some information. Really appreciate that. She didn't have to tell me nothing, but she just let me know they do have an animal specialist on their way to come check it out. So hopefully they will be able to do something with it. That's the reason they have not moved the animal at this time. So kind of a sad thing, but you see this when you're around beaches. If you're around beaches enough, you see accidents happen or attacks happen to some of these animals, and it kind of sucks that, you know, you can't do nothing to really help them until the professionals get here to actually do something. So I don't know, it is what it is, but that's so sad. It kind of bums me out a little bit here at the end of the video. I had such a good day, but I hate seeing animals you know, in distress like that. All right, so let's walk back, get off this beach, and give these people some room. All right, my friends, that will pretty much do it for me today here from Sullivan's Island. I had a great day. It was a lot of fun. I kind of hated to see that at the end of the day, I can't stand it when animals are injured. I've always been an animal lover myself, and but all in all, I had a great day today. Got to see a lot of cool stuff. Sullivan's Island is really a neat place, and you know, I feel like a complete nut right now with this lightsaber out here. I wasn't planning on walking out here on the beach like this. I would just go out and just look at the Luke Skywalker house from you know, just the sand. I didn't plan on walking all the way out there, and then I met those people in the walkway, and they was like, hey, you need to go out there and look at that, you know, and take some pictures. It's kind of interesting, you know. So I've seen whales and stuff like that over the years, being around the beach quite a bit, injured and things like that, and but I was really shocked when I got out there, and I'm like, heck, that ain't a whale, that's just a dolphin, you know. And so it is what it is. Those things happen. The ocean is wild. We're in, you know, it's like when I go swim in the water, I always tell people, like, I'm in their environment. If something happens to me, it just happens, you know, because there's sharks out there and there are all other kind of things out there that can hurt you, but I enjoy doing it, so I keep doing it. So all that being said, thank you so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, think about subscribing. If you enjoyed today's content, please give it a thumbs up. That lets me know you care. It really does. That's all I ask. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the content, and I really appreciate it a lot. Until next time, friends, I am the Hitchhiking Yeti, and I will see you in the next adventure. Lightsaber. It's too dang daylight. Lightsaber's crazy out here. You can't even see it. Y'all stay safe out there, and I hope to see you all again soon. Look, in the sun, it's like, oh, did you see that? Did you see that? Hold on for a second. We can totally do this. Maybe Luke Skywalker these days, after the last few Star Wars films, maybe you could bring him back as a dark Luke Skywalker, right? With the hood and everything. Yeah. I mean, his hood he wouldn't have like Avenger stuff on it, I'm sure. But this was just to keep the wind off of me today, because it wouldn't be windy. All right, my friends, that is the rescue personnel coming to help out the animal. And just wanted to give you a quick update. You know, my initial walk out there, I was told it was a whale in distress, a small whale. And then when I got out there, the lady out there told me that it was just a dolphin that had been attacked. But yet again, I told my wife and my niece, and they walked out there while I watched our vehicle. We didn't want to leave the stuff in our vehicle watched or supervised. So they went out there, and a lot of people had dispersed. Other people had shown up with a little bit more expertise, and they said it was a whale. It was a small whale, and that species of whale are prone to have heart issues, and it has already beached itself one other time, and they pushed it back out to sea, and this is the next time it's come back in. So it does seem to be sick, and now the emergency personnel are here to make their way out there to take care of the whale or do something with the whale, so or give it some kind of attention, medical attention. So just wanted to give you that little heads up. Things happen fast. That's all I got to say. So I just want to make sure I set the record straight here on the blog. So that's all I got. There's your bonus footage. Thanks for watching, and hopefully that whale will be okay.